Hello and a very warm welcome to Friday's Talk from the Kitchen Table. I'm Alison Southampton, Team Vicar in Melksham Team Ministry, and it's great to be here again. Just a quick note, I haven't had many text messages or emails from yesterday's homework. Remember those 2 questions we asked? Have a think about it. Send me some thoughts. It would be really helpful. Today, I'm going to be thinking about today's readings on daily prayer. I have, like many Christians across the world, I follow on my phone an app which gives me all the readings for the day. And today's reading comes from Luke's Gospel. And it's all about Jesus choosing 70 people and sending them out, telling them that the harvest was plentiful, but the labourers were full. Jesus asked 70 people to go into towns and cities that he was going to be visiting himself, preparing the way, if you like. He was going to be journeying. He wanted them out there first, engaging with those places. He also tells them they've got to travel light. How easy is it to travel light? To trust in provision of other people. It's not easy, I think. Most of us like to have possessions around us that we know are ours and make us feel secure. But Jesus' request to those 70 was just to trust in the Lord and go out and do the work. We'll come back to that one in a moment. But if you think about everything that's been happening since COVID-19 hit our country, and I'm sure countries across the world, community and the labourers have increased hugely. Lots of volunteers coming forward, and it's been amazing. People who have been self-isolating or shielding, unable to step outside their front doors, have found a whole society of people coming forward to volunteer. People that may have lived nearby all their lives and maybe never spoken are delivering shopping, are collecting prescriptions from chemists. Some people are delivering people to doctors or hospitals, providing transport for key workers. There are a million little things being done in order to care for people. That's such a blessing. I really hope that that will continue. It may look different, and the needs, of course, will be very different. But when we move further through this COVID-19 into a more normal, new normal way of living, how many of you who are out there and are volunteering will continue to do that? I think it is such a beautiful gift to give people a little bit of your time. And time is something that we find very precious. And in the busyness of a normal world, we fill it with so many things that it's hard to think we have any spare time. But of course, time has looked very different when we are at home. If you are one of those volunteers, I hope your heart has really been filled with the joy of giving in that way. It was Thursday night last night, and we didn't all go out and clap. I really respect the notion of the person who started the clapping, that actually we needed to move on and start to respect those who are doing the key workers and the carers in different ways, and ways that will have a longer term impact. And that's for you and for me to build into our lives, that respect and care for those who do those jobs for us, but also the intention to look after them as they deserve to be looked after, not just in a time of crisis, but in all times. So for you and for me, the reading in Luke's Gospel was about Jesus sending us out to do the work that he would come and do. And in the passage this morning, it talked about going to a house, and if you enter a house, which of course at the moment is a very rare thing, but if you enter a house, to say, peace be upon you, and for the peace of God to fall in that place. It also tells us if the peace of God isn't there, it will come back to you, which is a strange thing to say. But if we're afraid of actually sharing God's love and God's peace, in case it gets rejected or returned, then we keep it fully to ourselves. And that's not where it's meant to be. God's love is meant to be a blessing to others, a gift to others, to be shared with everyone you meet. And you never have to fear about the rejection. If somebody says, I don't want your God's love, that's fine. It comes back to you anyway, and you've offered it. And God's love is still there as an expression of care. And whether in that moment somebody is willing to receive it or hear it, we do not know at which point in their lives they may think, I remember that moment when somebody said that prayer of blessing on me. It also made me think about what we expect in return when we do something good for people. The passage talks about going out with nothing, receiving the gift of a meal. If you've been in a town and you've been healing people, you've been sharing the word of God, you've been giving your gifts, then eat when you are fed, take whatever is offered and be blessed by it. But they're very humble requests. They're very, just feed me, that's all I need. They're not wanting adoration, they're not wanting constant thanks. They just want to know that their worth is being valued. So they're fed and they move on. Strange times, but a community of volunteers has grown out of these strange times. Volunteering and learning to give of ourselves, expecting nothing in return, is just what Jesus asks of us. And that gift of peace to other people, that is a gift that is so beautiful and simple to give when you give it without expectation of return. So as we move on and our world unfurls a bit more, I hope the labourers will still be there, even though it might look different. And I certainly hope that we will be able to share the love of God and the peace that he brings upon us with a smile and with an open heart. Until I see you Sunday morning, take care. Have a good weekend. Bye for now.